KC-1 2, clear takeoff, left hand. Takeoff left, finish once. Clear to land, swim west, copy. Crossing 2-4. Crossing 2-4 is
Good morning, friends. This is Anchit Gupta on the Blueskies podcast and your host for today. Today we speak about Indian Air Force's connection with Walton at Lahore, a unique connection which led to more than 500 pilots and observers being commissioned in a short span of 4 years. It also has a very interesting connection with late Wing Commander Jumbo Majumdar. A landing strip was created at Walton near Lahore in 1918 and was named the Northern Indian Flying Club in 1920. In 1933, the creator of Walton Railway Training School, Sir Colonel Cusack Walton, was asked to head the flying club, and by 1935, the flying strip was given the name Walton Airfield. This name persisted over the years. As you would know, the Indian Air Force was formed in 1932, and the initial batch of cadets were trained at RAF Cranwell because there were no training facilities set up in India at that time. The first such attempt was made in 1938 when a flying training school was set up at Risalpur. A few pilots and observers were trained at this school, but it was found insufficient and it was shut down, with a part of it moving to Ambala. However, what opened in its place was the Initial Training School Officers, ITS, at Lahore. And the place that they found was none other than the Walton Airfield. The story here also links to Wing Commander Hogg, OBE, who was the Chief Commissioner of Scouts, had spent a long time of social service in the Lahore province and was keen to dovetail his work into the war effort. Together with British and Indian monetary support, Hogg was able to build a fine park with swimming pools, gyms, and playing grounds at Walton. The stage was now set for ITS to have its first intake of officer cadets, or as they were called at that time, commissioned pilot officers, acting pilot officers, from the Indian Air Force Volunteer Reserve. And this was the fourth pilot course, which commenced on 1st August 1940. The pattern of training at ITS at that time was flying as well as ground subjects. They had Tiger moths on their records, and those were being used for the training. By May 1941, after the 7th pilot course had gone through, the intake changed to cadets without flying experience. As the Indian Air Force tried to expand faster, they were quite okay with getting cadets who did not have past flying experience. As a consequence, the role of ITS underwent a change from providing initial flying to offering service and ground training before these cadets moved on to other flying training establishments set up at Jodhpur and Begumpet and for advanced training at Ambala. In December 1941, then Squadron Leader Jumbo Majumdar was flying through Lahore on his way to Burma at the World War II front. He refueled at Walton with the whole of the Indian No. 1 Squadron and decided to have a 9-aircraft formation flow low over Walton and enthrall the cadets, who must have been supremely motivated by this. However, Hogg, who had been instrumental in ITS, met with a tragic death in 1942 in a train robbery that went wrong. After Hogg's death, the school was renamed the Initial Training Center, ITC, with a new CEO, Wing Commander Norman Arthur Napier Bray, or Nan Bray, who was also incidentally the first CEO of 3 Squadron Indian Air Force. Soon thereafter, ITC moved from Lahore to a Parsi orphanage at Pune and was renamed the Indian Training Wing. This training wing later on became what we today know as Air Force Administrative College at Coimbatore. In effect, it is the oldest surviving establishment with a track record going back all the way to 1939. In a recently published article in the Dawn, it seems Walton, which remained as a civil airfield, though not very commercial, may not last longer and is about to be shut down. However, what may never change will the Air Force's link to Walton as its first bed of training flying cadets.